You know, I listen to Attorney Di on TikTok and YouTube, and it got me strange when she said that judges don't require a law license, and it does not say this. U.S. Supreme Court justice has to have a law license in the Constitution, and I went and investigated the Texas Constitution for what it takes to be a judge in Texas. And it does not require any law degree. It Some don't even require you to be registered to vote. It just says you have to be uh, you have to meet the requirements of voting. So all you have to do is be a U.S. citizen and all that, and that you can vote and you can run for the position, but you don't have to be registered, which I think is really weird. But you look here, I mean, practicing practicing or practicing lawyer or judge. Just the peace don't have to have any. There's a zero. It's zero all the way up to sheriff don't have to have any law or any background. These are the constitutionals in Texas. Uh, then you have government code that also drives it. First person who has to have be a practicing lawyer or judge, basically have a lawyer would have to have a law degree, but a judge does not. But that's a court attorney or county attorney. Then you go through all of these. Some of these really wouldn't require a license anyway for law. Then you get to the clerks. They don't have to be attorneys either. Here's the first one that requires some kind of background in law or a judge, and that's the probate court, county probate court, which is 4 years. Then you get into county criminal, which is 4 years also. These is right here. You go across from the top, and it's the job or the office. Then it has to have, if they have to be a U.S. citizen, they have to be how long they have to be a Texas resident to have these positions. Uh, Districts to reside in, which is another funny one. You don't have to be in the district for some of these jobs. You can run in a district, but you don't have to live there. Register to vote, and there's a little C after that. That's for the subnotes at the bottom. Uh, then you have the age restriction, minimum age. If they're a practicing lawyer or judge, then a source law, which is where it determines that in term of office. In Texas, they have terms on all the offices. Then you go from county, then you go the county court at law is 4 years also as a judge. A county judge not required to be a judge or a lawyer previously. District attorney has to be a practicing judge or a lawyer. And I think the requirement in those is they have to have a law license, but I'm not sure. Those right there drives that one. District attorney is a yes on lawyer in that. And all these are 18, by the way, you can start it. Except for family judge, they have to have 8 years. And I forget what those are the regulations that add on to that. And I think they have to have family law and not just be a judge. Let's see, what are those? K and J. K. At the time of office is administered. That's U.S. regulation, U.S. code. So that means they have to be that at the time of register when they get sworn into office. Jay was, yeah, you can see those. There's they are. You can look them up. There's also a age limit of 75. They have to be 75 when they are sworn in. Younger than 75 when they sworn in. So if they're over 75 at the end of the term, they'd have to resign. I'm not sure if there's actually a year restriction after that. If they have to be at least, they can't be 75 for 2 years of office or something like that. But I don't think that's part of it, but it may be. Hey, we're at family district, criminal district judge. They just have to be a lawyer or a judge for 8 years. Same for district judge, criminal chief justice and justice of court appeals. That's the first court of appeals after criminal court. It's the one just above the courts. The districts are the county courts and the district courts. You go to the court of appeals, and that's 10 years as a judge or a lawyer. Remember the Board of Education. That's you don't even have to actually be a teacher to be in that. You don't have to have a teaching degree to get in, or a teaching license to be on the board. State representative, no law degree required. 2 years Senate, 2 years term. State Senate, same thing, no law degree required. 4 years. And before you jump down and say, oh, some senators, that is for Texas State, not the U.S. Senate. Presiding judge in criminal court of appeals. Okay, that's the equivalent of Supreme Court. They have a little separate division. It's called the Court of Criminal Appeals. That's for all felonies, and the criminal law goes up to that court. And that's 10 years as a judge. They have to be at least 35 years old. Chief Justice and Justice of the Supreme Court, that's the civil side. That's they have to be 35. They have to have practiced law or a judge for 10 years. Railroad Commission, agriculture, land, attorney general. A law license is not required. Being a judge is not required to be a attorney general. The term is 4 years. Lieutenant governor. Law license not required. You're not even required, or I remember from not required to be registered to vote in the area of office sought. That's because it's statewide, but I just find it funny. I'm surprised it didn't say not required across the state, but you have to be registered in your district. 30 years, no law, 4 years is a term. Governor's same. And we get up to U.S. state representative, 25 years old, no license, no registration required. You don't have to be a judge or a lawyer. You need 2 years. There's the United States Senate. Registered to vote is not required. 30 years old. Practicing law, no. 6 years. President, same as, well, there's 4 years, but same there. So that was kind of eye-opening that the judges are not required to have a law license. So in reality, you can't go to the bar to make a complaint. But there is a way to complain. It's I looked it up online, and it's the Justice Oversight Committee, or the Oversight Committee of the Justice Oversight Committee, and that is in Washington. It has its own website and does have a way to file complaints against judges, but anywhere else you look, there is no state place to complain about the judges. There's no, and you have to, any judge complaint, you have to go to them. And that was just wild. I couldn't believe that was the truth, but that's basically what I found about judges. And I went with Texas. It's easier to do. I live in Texas, so I did Texas. But thank you for your time, and know that there are people out there that do care about you. Where's my stop recording? Stop sharing.